I've been watching the Basics of Sikhi videos on YouTube for quite a while, and there was one in December in the UK, and I missed that one because of uni, so I thought it would be nice to kind of come to Canada, and I was really happy that it's in another country, so I could do some like exploring and kind of thing, and obviously have like Canadian Sangat as well, because I heard that everyone's really nice here. Everything here is really beautiful, but because it was so like enclosed as well, it kind of just made the focus on the Sangat, and there was no other distractions to kind of take you away from like Sikhi and like all the Sangat and focusing on Maharaj as well. Yeah, so I think it was the few of the moments that happened during the week that were all my favourite, because it was basically when I went to camp, I had a few things that I knew that I wanted to ask or like get out of the camp, but I wasn't fully aware of like the exact questions as well. But they were just being answered in such different ways. On the first day, it was the Hukamnaama and the Katha that we did that really just started the camp off on an amazing vibe. And then slowly, like the Sangat, when you talk to them and people like who were doing the workshops as well, talking to them, they were answering like all my questions and making me understand myself even better. And then it all ended on like a really amazing note, because I got a personal Hukamnaama from Maharaj as well, and that kind of like put everything together and left me with something really amazing to kind of work towards in my life. That was the most like life-changing kind of moment throughout the whole camp. I think just because it wasn't what I've experienced in other camps, so going in with that awareness of my feelings and the things that I might not be doing right, according to Sikhi as well, according to what I wanted to do in my life and the person that I wanted to be. So going in with all of those things and still not knowing what to expect, because I didn't know how it was going to be and if it was going to be different compared to the ones I've been to previously, it kind of just like hit me every time, and then the feeling was getting stronger and stronger. And then obviously when you get a message like personally from like Maharaj for you, then it just kind of, I don't know how to explain it, because the feeling is just so overwhelming, but in the best way possible. And it's like nothing else that used to kind of tempt me before. I'm like already, even if it was just like 4 days, I'm already kind of moving away from them, which is really amazing. And it's just because of like all of the Sangat and the positive vibes that are kind of staying with me that make me feel like to carry on the right path and things. Well, when we went to camps before, we got Hukamnamas read, but it was for all the Sangat, and they were like, we had Katha on them too, so I've had like direct experiences like that, but I've never fully had one just for myself where I did an ardas and then like Herman Baji did Katha of it for me. Like I've never had that before, and it was just really weird because there was things that I've never mentioned to like anyone in the camp, or if it was just for like a couple of minutes, but Maharaj was like answering each and every one of those like things that I had in my mind, like on each like passage and everything. It was just all going into place, and it all made so much sense as well, because if I had gotten it from like just myself or like from my normal gurdwara, like the katha wouldn't have been that deep, so I might not have had a good understanding of it to take what I'm taking from the one that I got, if that makes sense. So I think that's why like it was the most like kind of, I don't know, like it was overwhelming, because everything kind of fit into my life in a way that I've never experienced before. It's kind of in every way, I guess, with things like my ego and anger, like I think that's kind of things that I had issues with before camp. But I was talking to everyone at camp and everything, they kind of just gave me loads of tips, and because everyone spoke with so much pyar and like they cared so much about me, and that I don't really get that like at home or like from anyone else. It's always like about other people and like everything like that's materialistic like kind of thing. When I came to Canada, everyone was just showing me their houses and how they're so big and how we have this, and I'm just like trying to look out the window and trying to enjoy the view, but people were kind of taking me away from that. But now like going back, it's like I can enjoy those things and remember everything that I got told and like taught from people at camp, to kind of like make sure not to let those people get to me, and work towards getting close to Sikhi and like being blessed with Amrit from Maharaj. And like that's my focus now, like that's purely my only focus, and I feel like I need to be like reminding myself of that every day too, and staying close with like all this Sangat that I've been blessed with as well, to kind of keep me focused and keep me on this path as well. On the first day of camp I was really scared because it was like I was ready for it and everyone was like, oh, because I was the only one going from Abbotsford as well, and like I didn't know anyone from camp who was going. I knew there would be people from England, but I didn't know who, because my Sangat wasn't like that big in previously. So on the first day of camp, like I was just like, okay, buzzing around, like okay, like, you know, trying to make friends and stuff, and instantly like I met Bhenji and everyone was just so loving, and we just like kind of wait for each other before we go down, and having that kind of like, it motivates you to be like, okay, I need to wake up, just because people are going to be waiting for me as well. So it's like you don't get tempted to stay in bed for any longer, but you don't really want to either, because the positive vibes that you get from Sangat are just so like addicting that you just want to go every morning and sit, and like the Savai as well, like it was so powerful that even though everyone was falling asleep, like nobody wanted to leave as well. But yeah, it was really nice. And now all of us, like all the Bhenjis from camp, are making a WhatsApp group, so just like messages every day, and they're just so lovely. It kind of just reminds me of the atmosphere at camp. So even when I'm having like a bad moment at home and I'm just sitting, and then you just look at your phone, and normally like if people go on like social media and it's not really like the positive things that people see on social media, but like seeing all these WhatsApp messages from all my Bhenji from camp, it's just like puts a smile on my face and just reminds me of everything amazing. So it helps me like focus on Maharaj as well, focus on doing Simran and staying on this path. If you're doubting like whether to come, I think it's perfectly normal. Like everybody, even me, like even though I knew, I kind of, because of the camps that I've been to, I kind of knew like it was going to be pretty similar. Right at the end, like you still have doubts, but honestly this experience, when I say it's life-changing, it's still not doing it enough justice. Like when you go to a camp, just like, you know, in the intentions that you go with, that's exactly what you're going to get out. So I think even if you are like worrying about like not coming and things because of Sangat or for whatever reason, try, like I don't know, try to think of something good that you can get out of it. Like the best thing is that you would be closer to like Maharaj, and that's the most amazing thing that you could ever experience, especially in camp, because everyone's non-judgmental and no one's going to put you down for anything. Even if you make mistakes, no one's going to make you feel bad about them. And that's the kind of Sangat that you don't get in everyday life. So coming here, it just kind of gives you like a refreshing feeling, going back into like the real world as well. And then having these people that you meet who can kind of give you so much positive support, having them like just a phone call or a text message away is something that you can take back that will help you like for the rest of your life really. Yeah. Waheguru ji ka khasa, Waheguru ji ki fateh.